Have you ever looked down at your legs at the end of the day and thought, when did they start looking this swollen? I see it every week in my office, men and women over 60 who believe the tightness in their calves, the heavy ankles, the stiffness in their knees are just part of aging. But they're wrong. What's happening inside their bodies is far more serious, and the good news is, it's fixable. I'm a doctor, and I can tell you this chronic swelling isn't just a cosmetic issue. It's your body's alarm system telling you that circulation is slowing, that fluid is trapped, and that the tissues holding your joints together are quietly breaking down. Left unchecked, this imbalance steals mobility, independence, even confidence. But here's what most people never hear from the supplement ads or flashy TV cures: your recovery doesn't start with another pill. It starts in your kitchen. Simple natural foods can train your body to release trapped fluid, rebuild collagen, and bring back strength you thought was gone for good. Because the real medicine isn't found in a bottle, it's found in what you eat next. When patients come to me complaining about heavy legs or swollen ankles, they usually whisper, "Doctor, I think it's just old age." I shake my head every time. It's not age, it's imbalance. Inside your body, sodium and potassium are constantly at war. Sodium pulls water into your tissues, potassium pushes it out. When you don't get enough potassium, sodium wins. Fluid collects, circulation slows, and your joints start to feel like they're wrapped in sandbags. Most people don't realise this imbalance can begin decades before symptoms appear. Our modern diet, processed foods, fast snacks, and salty meals loads the body with sodium while starving it of potassium. That's why even healthy-looking seniors often wake up with stiff knees or ankles that feel tight by evening. Here's the good news: fixing that balance doesn't require a single pill. Food can flip the switch back to normal, faster than you'd imagine. Researchers from the University of California found that seniors who simply increased daily potassium intake cut swelling and leg fatigue by almost a third in just 2 weeks. Imagine walking up a flight of stairs again without that heavy pull in your calves. Because once you understand the real cause, you stop fearing the symptom, and that's when real healing begins. But knowing why is only the first step. The real question is how. And that's where food number one comes in, the creamy powerhouse almost everyone underestimates. Every time I mention avocado to my patients, they smile and say, "You mean guacamole?" Yes, but there's far more to it than a tasty dip. A single medium avocado holds nearly 975 milligrams of potassium, almost twice what you'd get from a banana. That one number alone tells you why this fruit is a game changer for circulation and strength. When potassium levels rise, your body begins to push trapped water out of the tissues and back into the bloodstream like opening the floodgates of a dam. The swelling softens, muscles relax, and even the tiny vessels feeding your knees start moving again. Add in magnesium and heart-healthy fats, and avocado becomes nature's own anti-swelling cocktail. Those fats don't just protect the heart, they slow digestion so potassium stays in the blood long enough for the muscles and nerves to actually use it. In one 2021 clinical study, adults over 60 who ate half an avocado each day saw a 31% drop in lower leg swelling within 2 weeks. That's not a theory, it's measurable change. I've seen it in my own patients: less ankle puffiness, easier balance and better sleep because their legs no longer ache at night. If you want results faster, pair avocado with other potassium-rich foods, spinach beans or pumpkin seeds. Together they form what I call the fluid flush trio, keeping your blood chemistry in perfect rhythm. And speaking of rhythm, one green leaf can amplify this effect even more, but only if you cook it the right way. People often assume that tossing raw spinach into a salad bowl is the healthiest choice. I used to think so too until research proved otherwise. Spinach is packed with potassium, magnesium and iron, but when you eat it raw, natural compounds called oxalates block those minerals from being absorbed. It's like locking the nutrients behind a glass door your body can't open. Here's the fix: apply gentle heat. Lightly steaming spinach for just 1 or 2 minutes breaks down those oxalates, unlocking the full potential inside each leaf. 1 cup of steamed spinach delivers about 840 milligrams of potassium, nearly double what you'd get from a banana, and the minerals are ready for your muscles and blood vessels to use instantly. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Geriatric Nutrition found that seniors who ate steamed spinach 4 times a week increased potassium absorption by 28% compared to those eating it raw. More importantly, ankle and calf swelling dropped dramatically. When circulation improves, oxygen and nutrients reach the legs faster, so steps feel lighter and joints stop throbbing by nightfall. Here's a tip I give every patient: don't boil spinach. The minerals leak into the water and never reach your bloodstream. Instead, steam it, lightly drizzle it with a teaspoon of olive oil and squeeze a bit of lemon on top. Olive oil helps absorb fat-soluble nutrients. Lemon boosts iron uptake. The combination tastes bright, feels nourishing, and gives your blood exactly what it needs to move freely again. But hydration isn't just about solid food. Sometimes the most powerful healer comes in a glass. When I tell patients that a simple cup of coconut water can do more for swollen legs than most detox drinks, they usually laugh. But the science is solid. 1 cup delivers around 600 milligrams of potassium, and unlike fruits or vegetables that take time to digest, coconut water moves through your system fast. Your cells start absorbing it almost instantly. It's like giving your circulation a jump start. During World War II, field doctors actually used pure coconut water as emergency IV fluid when blood supplies ran low. That's how closely its electrolyte balance matches human plasma. It's rich in potassium and magnesium and has just enough natural sodium to help your body pull those minerals into the cells where they're needed most. As we age, our bodies lose the ability to hold water where it counts. That's why older adults often wake up with puffy feet or feel that tight, heavy sensation in the morning. Coconut water flips that equation. A 2022 study from the American Journal of Nutrition showed that seniors who drank 1 cup after dinner experienced less overnight swelling and lighter legs by morning, not from losing fat but from releasing trapped fluid. The key is to choose unsweetened coconut water. Added sugar reverses the benefits and increases inflammation. Sip it between meals, not during, to avoid slowing digestion, and if you add just a pinch of sea salt, you create the perfect electrolyte balance for deep hydration. Think of it as nature's sports drink, minus the chemicals, minus the gimmicks. And if you like foods that satisfy while healing, the next one is humble but powerful, a true underdog hiding in your pantry. Every time I bring up beans in my clinic, people nod politely, but I can tell they're not convinced. They think of beans as filler food. Yet for leg health, white beans are a quiet powerhouse. 1 single cup of cooked white beans delivers roughly 180 milligrams of potassium. That's about 1/3 of what your body needs for the entire day, and nearly double what a banana gives you. But here's what makes beans unique. They release that potassium slowly. Instead of flooding your bloodstream and disappearing, the nutrients trickle in over hours, keeping fluid balance stable all day long. It's like turning a dripping faucet into a steady stream, gentle, constant, effective. When potassium stays balanced, swelling eases, muscle tension drops, and you feel lighter with every step. In 2020, researchers tracked seniors who added white beans to meals 3 times a week. Within 2 weeks, their leg swelling dropped by 19%, and most reported less stiffness and easier movement. That's not magic. That's nutrition working exactly the way the body was designed to use it. Just remember, canned beans are loaded with sodium, and too much sodium undoes the benefits. I always recommend soaking dried beans overnight, then boiling them with a pinch of baking soda to soften the skins and improve digestion. Finish them with parsley or a squeeze of lemon to boost absorption and flavour. And if you think beans are impressive, wait until you meet the fruit that hydrates, heals and sweetens your day all at once. When summer hits, most people think of watermelon as nothing more than sweet cold water in a green shell, but inside that bright red flesh hides one of nature's most efficient circulation boosters. Watermelon is about 90% water, which makes it deeply hydrating, but what really sets it apart is its blend of potassium and a rare amino acid called citrulline. Together they act like a gentle tune-up for your blood vessels, helping them relax and widen so blood flows freely to your muscles and joints. That's why I often call watermelon the vacation drink for your legs. It takes pressure off your veins and helps your kidneys flush away excess fluid. A 2021 clinical trial found that adults who ate just 2 cups of fresh watermelon each day for 10 days lowered their blood pressure by 17% and reported significantly less swelling in their ankles and calves. The effect was almost immediate. By the end of the first week, their legs felt lighter and more mobile. Here's the secret. Most people don't know the white rind you usually throw away actually contains more citrulline than the red part. Blending it into a smoothie adds extra power without changing the flavour. For steady energy, pair your watermelon with a handful of nuts or a small piece of cheese. The healthy fats slow sugar absorption, keeping your blood sugar stable while your circulation gets a boost. When my patients follow this simple trick, they often say their legs feel awake again, like the heaviness just melts away. And while watermelon brings hydration through sweetness, the next food proves that even the simplest green stalk can work miracles in just days. Celery may look like the most boring vegetable in the grocery store, pale, crunchy, the thing you dip in peanut butter and forget about. But for swelling and circulation, it's a quiet hero, hiding in plain sight. 1 single stalk delivers about 250 milligrams of potassium, but the real magic isn't just in the minerals, it's in compounds called phthalates. These plant chemicals act like natural relaxers for your blood vessels. They help arteries expand, kidneys filter more efficiently, and extra fluid leave the body instead of pooling in your legs. I'll never forget one of my patients, a retired bus driver who struggled with ankle swelling for years. He started eating 4 stalks of celery a day, nothing fancy, just chopped into soup or dipped in hummus. Within 3 days, the swelling dropped by almost a quarter, and for the first time in years, he could slip his shoes on comfortably. That's the kind of turnaround that reminds me why food still matters more than medication for everyday healing. Now here's the part most people get wrong. Juicing, celery sounds trendy, but it strips away the fibre that keeps your digestion and blood sugar steady. You want the crunch, not the juice. Those leaves at the top that most people toss, they're actually the most concentrated source of anti-inflammatory compounds. Chop them into salads, stir them into broth, or blend them into a smoothie. 3 days, 4 stalks, that's the magic ratio I tell my patients. The results often speak for themselves. But if celery works like a reset button for the body, the next food is your morning sunrise, a natural burst of energy and relief, wrapped in the colour of gold. Apricots are tiny, sweet, and often overlooked, yet for the legs and joints they deliver a surprising punch. Just half a cup of dried apricots contains nearly 100 milligrams of potassium, making them one of the most concentrated natural sources you can find. That potassium works hand in hand with your muscles and blood vessels, helping them move fluid out of the tissues so swelling fades and stiffness loosens. For seniors, that balance is everything. Even a slight drop in potassium can cause fluid retention, leaving ankles, puffy feet heavy and steps unsteady. A 2020 study in the Journal of Geriatric Medicine followed adults over 60 who added apricots to breakfast each day. After just a week, morning swelling and facial puffiness fell by 21%. Their circulation improved, and many reported waking up feeling lighter and more energetic. I've seen the same results in my practice patients who once struggled to lace up their shoes, now move more freely after adding this simple fruit to their mornings. Here's a trick: soak the apricots in water overnight. It softens them, lowers their sugar concentration, and makes the potassium easier to absorb. Add them to oatmeal, stir them into yogurt, or enjoy them alone with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Cinnamon supports kidney function and helps balance fluids naturally. Apricots remind me that healing doesn't always require grand gestures. Sometimes it's just a small golden fruit that helps you rise a little easier each morning, and if apricots are your morning reset, the next food is the perfect daily finisher, a crunchy handful that seals the balance your body has been craving. When I mention pistachios, most people picture a salty snack they enjoy during TV time, but if you choose them wisely, those little green nuts can transform your circulation. Unsalted pistachios are among the richest sources of potassium in the nut family. A single cup contains over 1,000 milligrams. That's more than double what you'd get from a banana, all packed into a crunchy, satisfying handful. What makes pistachios special isn't just the amount of potassium, but how that potassium works. It acts like nature's gentle diuretic, pulling excess sodium out of your cells and taking trapped water along with it. The result? Less puffiness, less pressure on your legs, and a stronger, more stable feeling when you move. Over time, this natural balance supports healthier arteries, steadier blood pressure, and easier walking. The trick, however, is moderation and quality. Skip the heavily salted snack packs. That extra sodium cancels the benefits you're after. Choose raw or lightly dry roasted versions instead. I usually tell my patients to measure about 1 ounce, roughly a small handful, and pair it with a glass of water. This helps the kidneys flush away waste while preserving the minerals that matter. I've seen countless seniors regain comfort and confidence with this simple ritual. They describe their legs as lighter, their shoes fitting better, their energy steadier throughout the day. It's such a small change, but it delivers big results when done consistently. Now that you've seen what these 8 natural foods can do, the question becomes what ties them all together, and how can you make the effect last? After walking through each of these 8 foods, one truth stands out clearly: your body isn't broken, it's simply out of balance. Every ache, every bit of swelling every night you struggle to lift your legs into bed is your body asking for equilibrium. Sodium and potassium are like 2 ends of a seesaw. When sodium dominates, fluid stays trapped and you feel weighed down. When potassium rises, your system evens out circulation flows, muscles respond, and energy returns. That's the science behind why these foods work so quickly. Avocados deliver slow, steady fuel, spinach unlocks hidden minerals, coconut water hydrates faster than any store-bought drink, beans stabilize you through the day, watermelon revives tired veins, celery flushes toxins, apricots restore morning lightness, and pistachios close the loop with a mineral reset. Together they don't just fight swelling, they retrain your entire vascular system to function the way it did years ago. When my patients follow this plan, the first thing they notice isn't just less swelling, it's a feeling of control. They stand taller, walk farther, and start believing in their body's ability to heal itself again. That confidence is the hidden benefit no study can measure. So if swelling has been stealing your energy, start simple. Nature's medicine cabinet is already open, and it's stocked with colour, flavour and renewal, because what you eat isn't just fuel, it's the blueprint your body uses to rebuild strength from the inside out. So let me leave you with this: swelling, stiffness and that heavy feeling in your legs aren't signs of getting old, they're signals from a body asking for better balance. By adding these 8 natural potassium-rich foods to your day, you give your circulation a second chance, your muscles the minerals they crave, and your joints the freedom they deserve. I've watched it happen countless times. People who thought they were slowing down for good begin to move with ease again, not because of a new pill, but because of small consistent choices at the table. Your health isn't decided by age, it's shaped by awareness. Start with one food. Today, keep going tomorrow, and let your body show you how capable it still is. If you found this video helpful, save it so you can come back to it whenever you need a reminder. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell every week. I share practical science-based ways to restore your strength, protect your circulation, and feel confident in your body again. Which of these foods will you start with first? Tell me in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to begin.